Pisces, in this ever crazy changing world, it's good to have two sources of information that can help guide and inspire you. The tarot cards and the astrology stars. They're like having two wise friends. The tarot card for the first week of the month is the Justice card. The tarot card for the second week of the month is the Judgment card. The tarot card for the third week of the month is the Ace of Pentacles. And the tarot card for the last week of the month is the Ten of Pentacles. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. Pisces, the tarot card for the first week of the month is the Justice card. She is holding a sword, and it can cut both ways. The scales are held in perfect balance, suggesting a positive flow between the past and the future. Changes may be needed, but we see oftentimes that there are people who would take advantage of the system for their own personal advantage. Now, this card suggests, may true justice be done. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the month begins with Venus in the 8th house, squared to Pluto in the 11th, and also squared to the moon in the 6th. This is powerful T-square energy that suggests there may be some differences between you and your friends and perhaps even some business associates. You may have to make some adjustments to your daily routine so you can focus on your work responsibilities. This will be important since the Sun conjuncts Mars up in your 10th house, which suggests some aggressive energy in career or social issues, which can cause a bit of a flap. Now, there is a Saturn square to both the Sun and Mars, and that comes from your first house. Now, that's the house of personality and ego, so that warns you to tone down your energy so you'll be seen as a cooperative team player. Play the game for the long run. As we look into the second week, the Judgment card is the card for the tarot for the second week. And this card is very important. It shows the angel Gabriel blowing the horn of awakening. You can see people rising up from what appears to be a graveyard to a new life. Now, this represents the possibility of a new beginning and perhaps even developing a higher consciousness. Now, as we look down into the astrology, week 2 shines under the light of a new moon. And that is up in the 10th house, and that brings a new cycle of energy in the career area. You may find new opportunities for growth and expansion. Now, Mercury will retrograde in the 11th house, and that's the house of associates, so you might have to be a little bit careful with communications with friends and business associates. But he does trine Jupiter, and he is down in the 3rd house, and that can bring some networking messages, and that may involve some travel. Just make sure you double check all the details. There is an opposition between Jupiter and Venus up in the 9th house. So you have to be a little bit careful with any temptation for that you can just think you're going to be a success, but your ambitions may be leading you astray. It's good to be careful. And there is a Saturn trine to Venus, which can help you because it goes from your 1st house up into your 9th house, and that'll help stabilize your emotions and your actions. It's a good time to follow logic and not allow your feelings to rule the day, and also to understand what you might need to improve so that you can get ahead. The tarot card for the 3rd week of the month is the Ace of Pentacles. You can see the hand coming out of the cloud offering the pentacle. This card represents the beginning of a new cycle of success. both in business and investments. There is a possibility perhaps of an inheritance or of some kind, or a gain that brings enjoyment and pleasure. So now as we look down into the astrology, the third week begins with the sun in your 10th house squared to Neptune down in the first. Now the energy of the sun inspires you to push ahead with career ambitions, and you feel success is close at hand. But the square to Neptune in the first may suggest you're living in a bit of a fantasy world. You must be clear about what you want and what you can realistically achieve. Now Venus is up in the 9th house, and she is squaring the moon in the 12th house, warning you that there may be some personal limitations or fears that might get in the way of your success unless you clear them out. Mercury will continue to be retrograde up in the 11th house, suggesting your hopes may be driving you, and the people around you may not be giving you an honest deal or good advice, so be aware. The tarot card for the last week of the month is the Ten of Pentacles. It shows a family in a garden in front of a beautiful large house. It's lush and suggests that life is good. This card suggests wise investments and gaining the good things in life. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the month will end with the sun entering Capricorn in your 11th house, focusing on the traditions of the season and your desire to enjoy them with friends and associates. There may be some good networking opportunities as well. Now the sun will trine Jupiter, and that is in the 3rd house, and that can bring some good news from afar. And Venus up in the 9th will trine Neptune in the 1st, which makes everyone feel spiritually renewed and allows you the opportunity to present yourself with charisma and charm. Just be aware that Mercury is still retrograde up in the 10th house, and he is with Mars. So that brings a note of caution concerning news that you hear about in your career. This is not a good time to be too aggressive, as conditions and plans can change rather quickly. Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and this is my story. If you are a spiritual seeker, it may help you on your journey. I believe your spiritual development is as important as your religion. If you look at Christianity, it focuses on the life of Jesus. But Jesus was never a Christian. He was Jewish. If this thought intrigues you, you'll enjoy my new book, Light from Water, Freeing Jesus. It's available on Amazon.com and through fine bookstores. And it may help you on your spiritual journey. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for listening. Please like my videos and share them with your friends. And if you'd like to know more information and how to get help personally, get a private psychic and spiritual reading or a natal transit astrology chart, go to my website, ProfessorAstrology.com, and go to the private services page. And that's where you'll get the information. It's ProfessorAstrology.com, and I hope you have a great month.